Okay, hello. So, I finally was able to set up a network attached storage device. Um, my NAS is actually an old laptop that I repurposed with a FreeBSD open source operating system called Freenas. Freenas is based off of another small operating system called Monowall. It's mainly used as a software firewall solution for companies and also for personal use. Okay, so as you can see here, here is a laptop. It's a Dell C510, and as you can see, there's the command line interface. It just has some console options. You can go to the shell on this. You can reboot it from here and reset the web GUI password. Now, let's see. Now over here, this is the Freenas. This is the Freenas web GUI. It's very fast, has a lot of options, and I set up a Freenas server a while ago, but since then it has changed a bit. With this, the layout is a bit different from the previous versions, and they have more options added, such as UPnP, Universal Plug and Play server. They have so many services here that you can configure. Samba server, FTP, TFTP, SSH, NFS, AFTP, rsync, Unison, iSCSI target, iTunes, DAP sharing, so you can throw all your music onto the server and set up a DAAP share and play it through iTunes, through Rhythmbox, any music player that supports the iTunes DAAP protocol. There's also dynamic DNS, so you can assign a dynamic name server to your server. So instead of typing in an IP address, you'll be typing in a name that's accessible to any computer on the local network. There's also SNMP for, I believe it's mail. I don't know what the UPS service is. There's also a web server, Apache web server that you can configure. And the major point to use Freenas, I think that I didn't even know this when I installed it, but Freenas also has a built-in BitTorrent download, and the BitTorrent downloader, if people who use Mac, they might be familiar with a piece of software called Transmissions. Transmissions has a web interface, and that web interface has been configured for Freenas. So it's a very simple interface here, just a few options, but Transmissions is quite advanced because you can set up limit the bandwidth, total upload and download bandwidth. There are also some new options to watch directories on the newer version of Freenas, the latest version. I think it's 0.70, the 0.70 RC release candidate client ISO. I haven't installed it yet, but I plan to get that working soon. With Transmissions, it's just a very simple user interface. It looks a little bit like, it looks very similar to a Mac interface, but it's very nice, very simple, much more pleasing to look at than Torrent Flux, which is another web GUI for downloading torrents to a server. So I'm very happy with this. I can download torrents and files I need. And another thing is I learned that how to configure the my router and DSL to to port forward addresses. So now my server I can access through my WAN IP address, Wide Area Network Internet Protocol. I can type in an IP address anywhere where I am, and I'll be able to access my server. So I will be able to access any protocols that are running on different ports, such as 21 for FTP, 22 for SSH, and of course I can access the the port that I set up for my transmissions user interface. So this is a fantastic Unix distribution. I don't really use BSD very much. It's mostly Ubuntu and other Linux operating systems. But for a free NAS, for a NAS solution, this is the best thing that you could ever use. So please go try it out. The website is, let's see, I believe it's freenas.org here, and download the ISO image. The current release is 0.7 RC. You can download it for 386 machines or 64-bit, and the ISO is only around 60 to 70 megabytes. It's very small, and on my connection, which isn't very fast, it downloaded in 10 minutes. And to set up takes less than 5 minutes. You pop it in, you choose some options, and it installs very, very quickly. And then you have to configure everything through the web server, the web GUI. So fantastic distribution, FreeNAS, and try it out.